日本時間5月15日、ロサンゼルスドジャースは本拠地でアスレチックスと対戦し、9対3で勝利を収めました。先発登板した山本由伸投手は、6回を投げて88球、4安打6奪三振3失点の内容で、今シーズン5勝目を挙げました。この日はカッターを今季最多となる全体の 13% の割合で使用し、多彩な投球で打者を翻弄しました。これで山本投手のシーズン防御率は 2.12 となっています。山本投手の力投に沸いた現地実況の様子を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
On the mound tonight for the Dodgers is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. In the first 7 starts of his season, he allowed a total of 4 earned runs, Dontrell, but he gave up 5 runs last time out against the Diamondbacks. It was the first time this year he started on 5 days rest, something he's doing again tonight. So how can he have a bounce-back effort against the A's?
Well, you know what? Just wash that one away. Sometimes you throw clunkers even in a Cy Young run. He's the front runner in the Cy Young in the National League, and he went up against a tough Diamondback lineup. He didn't have that life to the fastball, and it sets everything else up. But I think tonight he understands the importance, and I want to see a mixture of the secondary pitches. This young lineup is going to be able to hunt the fastball early. I think he's going to get a lot of outs if he pitches backward and put another inkling in those tough hitters' minds.
Beautiful thing is there's a game the next day. Extra beautiful thing is Yoshinobu Yamamoto trying to play the stopper.
Couldn't ask for a better man to have on the hill for the Dodgers. He's been electric. Yes, he's coming off a rough start against the Diamondbacks, but really you go back to that, there's only 2 bad pitches. Outside of that, you look at that record, 4-3, the ERA just under 2. And like I said, Arizona, a bad 0-2 pitch and then a bad 2-0 pitch. That was it. Otherwise, he is having an unbelievable year. I expect him to bounce back, throw well against this aggressive A's lineup.
Yamamoto is the real deal. Early favorite, long way to go, by the way. They do all these different things. He's the early favorite for the Cy Young Award. But Gunnar Hoagland, by the way, has just been nothing but impressive. Throws strikes. You know, as a kid that battled Tommy John, came over. He's part of the Matt Chapman trade with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's healthy. He's had 2 starts where he looks like the real deal.
The Indeed player resume, taking a look at Yamamoto, who aims for a bounce-back game for the team, of course, after last night's blowout loss, and for himself after he gave up those career-high 5 runs against Arizona. But you put it all together, even with those 5 runs that he gave up last week, he's been one of the top pitchers in baseball.
No, he really has. And even if you look back at last week's outing, again, it was an 0-2 hit by pitch, and then a 2-0 pitch that a guy puts in the seats and hit a home run all year. Like, it was an anomaly. He has been great all year. You look at that whip, it's under 1. The pitch arsenal, the 4-seam sets things up. The splitter and curveball, that's where you get the swing and miss. Cutter, I wouldn't throw that tonight. Those are the 2 that ended up in the seats in Arizona. Sinker, slider.
Yeah, for Soderstrom, 9 home runs the first 19 games this year. He was leading the major leagues in that category. Hasn't hit one in nearly a month. 23 games without one. We saw a big curveball right there. It came up empty.
I mean, 4 strikeouts last night, and you're 0-2 against Yamamoto right now. You're getting a splitter or a curve.
It's a splitter. 2 out.
One, two, three. He went 4-seamer. Then he came back with the curveball and then the splitter.
Yamamoto kicks and deals the 1-1 and a curve. Gets a swing and a miss, 1-2. It is not a pitch that he threw a ton in Japan. So way more since coming over here to the big leagues. Here's another 1-2. Fastball speeds by him, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks and a 1-2-3 first for Yamamoto. He's put even bigger expectations on himself that sometimes have been a little bit too weighty. Swings and misses, and he's the 3rd strikeout victim of Yamamoto's already.
Easy to do, and sometimes you see free agents do that. They feel they've got to live up to the money. You see that Yamamoto right there throwing that splitter.
For Yamamoto on the season now, that's 56 Ks to just 14 walks. On this 3-1 from Yamamoto, swings and misses at a curveball. Looked like it was designed in a lab, which it probably was.
Going against an aggressive team on a 3-1 pitch, he figures Andujar is swinging no matter what. Throws a pitch out of the zone, and looks like Yamamoto was right.
From 3-0 to 3-2. Langoliers off first as the payoff. Comes home, he runs, a swing and a miss, a throw down from Smith, not in time, and a stolen base for Shea Langoliers, but another strikeout for Yamamoto, who EK has already matched his swing and miss total from his entire start last week.
Center fielder number 33.
Yeah, that's incredible, and already the strikeouts have matched too. 4 strikeouts last week, 4 strikeouts tonight, all of them swinging. Interesting though, the last 2 strikes that Andujar offered at, both outside the zone.
Leadoff man on. Nick Kurtz coming up. 22-year-old rookie slugger. First career home run last night. And he takes a fastball for a strike here. That's what they figure he'll bring to the table, which is unsurprising when you see him walk to the plate. Big, strong guy.
Big, strong guy is going to get some splitters right now. Fastball.
On the hands in the left. Conforto's got it, 1 away. And that splitter you're talking about, left-handed hitters, is the big reason why Yamamoto's been extra good against lefties. In fact, no pitcher has dominated lefties quite as well as this right-hander Yamamoto has.
It's tough because that splitter from the right-handed pitcher usually runs arm side, and it runs away from the left-handed hitter. And I mean, heck, you go back to the Nomo days versus Barry Bonds. Nomo used to eat up Barry.
We've talked a lot about the veterans helping the younger players on this Dodger team. Yamamoto is an example of that hasn't been talked about quite as much, I don't think, as one of the beneficiaries of that last year when he was a rookie. Grounded by the bag and foul. Remember, postseason debut, Yamamoto got blasted. He gave up 5 runs, was out of the game in 3 innings against the Padres. And it was Kike Hernandez who said, this just doesn't look like the same Yamamoto. Certainly doesn't look like the guy it should. With as good as his stuff is, he should have more conviction. And so that off day in San Diego before game 3, Kike asked Yamamoto if he wanted to get together. They sat down for almost 2 hours. And first Kike just listened to kind of see where Yamamoto's head was. And then he encouraged him.
Dodgers respond with 4 home runs in this game tonight. They came back from down in this game, James, and it was Miguel Rojas, the tie-breaking double in the 6th, and then they tacked on 5 more in the 8th to really put it away.
Yeah, we saw the excitement with the comeback, and you know, I don't always love give my man D-Train credit here, but Shohei setting the tone right there with the bomb early on, so that was a great way to set the tone, and we saw Miggy Rowe with a big double and some guys to get some insurance runs at the end.
Well, you know what? Top to bottom, the whole lineup factored. Now, yes, everything starts and ends on the mound. I thought Yamamoto was solid. He had 1 bad pitch to Sean, and that was the home run. That was the hanging breaking ball. But other than that, I thought the mound presence was there. The command of the split change was there, and the fastball velocity was there all night long. And so, yes, this offense had 13 hits, and I knew they were going to get their foot down. But for me, when you win a world championship, it starts and ends on the mound. So they had the right guy on the mound in Yamamoto, and he really set the tone for this offense.
試合後、山本由伸投手は同学年のキム・ヘソン内野手が放ったメジャー初本塁打について、
今日のホームランは自分のことのように嬉しかったです
と笑顔を見せました。同い年の2人は日本語でも韓国語でもなく、
お互いの振り絞った英語です
と語り、英語でコミュニケーションをとっているといいます。山本投手はキム選手が開幕をマイナーで迎えた経緯についても触れ、
2月から苦労している姿を見ていましたし、その中でも毎日明るく振る舞っていました。とても良いチームメイトですし、こちらに合流してマイナーにいる間も一生懸命練習してきたんだろうなと感じています
と思いやりのある言葉を寄せました。ご視聴ありがとうございました。今後も山本由伸投手の活躍をお届けしてまいりますので、チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いいたします。